What's up guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sibo Dube and thank you for watching this video today. Please subscribe, comment, share and like. In case you find this useful and you want to share with friends, please do go ahead. And for the ones that have already subscribed, thank you so much. Please do take a moment today to also sit in, grab a cup of coffee and join me on this video. And I'm sure as the year begins, you've got big plans. May I take this opportunity as well to wish you the very best for 2026. May your dreams, your aspirations and your plans be successful. My family and I moved from South Africa to Ireland and there are things that I would like to share with you in terms of some of the cultural adjustments and some of the new things we've come to learn in this beautiful island of Ireland that we've called home since moving from South Africa. So I'm sure there are people who will watch this video who lived in Ireland maybe all their lives or for many years more than my family and I have. And there are people who may have visited, or there are people in other countries, that will be familiar with the things that I'm talking about. So I just want to put it out there that this is my lived experience. So it can be a culture shock to me, but maybe something so normal to you and nothing is wow about it for you. So this is contextual, understanding that my lived experience, my background may not be the same as yours, but I'm sharing this specifically for anyone that would be interested to tap into my mind and understand what has wowed me. What may be usual to you might not be usual to me. So I thought, let me put that out there. And what can be my experience of Ireland might not necessarily be yours. I hope that you get where I'm coming from. Anyway, first one. So the first culture shock and something that wowed me was getting into a retail store. So you walk into one of those and guess what? There are self-service machines. You get into the grocery store, you pick up what you want to pick up, shop what you want to shop, put it in your basket, and you're not going to find a teller waiting for you to pack your grocery shopping or to scan it for you. But what happens is it's all self-service. You bring your groceries, you scan them for yourself, you pay, and out you go. So you walk in there and you might think, where is everybody? Where are the tellers? You might just have 2 or 3 tills that are made by people in case there's need for extra support, but everyone else actually has to do a self-service. So here people are operating on a level of honesty and understanding that you are going to get what you want and you're going to pay for it unsupervised. So for me, that was really something fascinating. Next up is transport options. What has struck me about the transport options is that in South Africa, having a car is a necessity, especially if you are in the middle class and you're working and you just need to make sure that you're getting from point A to point B. You need to be in the office at a specific time. Public transport is probably not your best option. For many reasons, we rely very much on cars. We drive from point A to point B, even to the closest destinations. Coming here, I've learned that walking is just fine. Hopping on the bus is just fine. And then the options come in. We have what they call the Lewis, so it's like a tram. It's a train that actually travels on the streets. And then there is the bus option. Then there's the train option, which is called the DAT. Ireland is rated in terms of its transport network. It's probably rated in the European Union as not really having the best public transport system compared to others, but they are trying and they're doing stuff to make sure that they're improving on that. But for me, coming from where I'm coming from, it's so refreshing to realize that I don't always have to stick to a car to get around. And maybe let me just add one other experience that we've had, which has totally blown my mind, is the concept of what we call a go-car. So there's a car company that has cars located in different areas of a city, of a particular settlement. Now this go-car system, the way it works, you sign up on the app, you upload your driver's license, your details, everything, your credit card or your bank card details so that you are charged from there. Now there's what they call a go base where you find the go car. So when you need a car, you go onto the app, you look for the nearest go base from where you live, and from that go base you find a car park there. You go through your app, you open the car using a Bluetooth, using your phone on the app, you hop into the car, and then your journey starts. And you go wherever you want with this car. And when you're done, you have to bring it back. At the time that you booked it, you bring it back to the same go base where you left it. And the Go Car network has vehicles strategically located in different, areas. So after you're done doing what you want to do, you take it back, you lock it, and then you're charged for whatever time you use the car. And basically this car can be used by anybody that has subscribed to the app, and there are elements that cover the insurance element of it. Fuel, you don't even pay from your own pocket. You find a petrol card in the glove compartment of the car should you need to fill up. Everything is just based on honesty. You'll find the car there. So that for me was actually a mind-blowing concept that you can use the car whenever you need. Next up is the culture of recycling. Whilst recycling is growing in South Africa, I was extremely mind blown by the level at which it's done here in Ireland. So 3 recycle bins, black for general waste, green for recyclable waste like your plastic and bottles and your paper, and then brown for food waste. And everybody seems to get it. But let me tell you something that really fascinated me even more. Now, there's a concept when you buy something that is in a plastic bottle and it's got the recycle sign. So if you buy a 6-pack of, let's say, Coca-Cola bottles in plastic Coca-Cola bottles, each one of them is 25 euro cents when you've consumed the product and you take them back into the recycle machine. Now that's about 5 rands worth of money that you get back. So when you take back 10 of them, you are short of getting something like 50 rands back, because that recycling machine just takes them in. So you find that you never see any plastic waste on the streets. And that's something that I found like that's an incentive for you to keep recycling stuff. Good for the earth, good for the climate. Again, remember, I'm comparing this to where I am coming from, my own experience. So might not be wow to you, but definitely wow to me. Which actually takes me to my next one, which is the clean streets. The streets are clean. I mean, of course, you've got the city center, which is Dublin, where everybody converges, going up and about daily. Maybe for someone that has lived in Dublin all their life, they might think it's not as clean as they would like it to be. But trust me, this is a very clean place. The city is clean. The public spaces are clean. Everybody just knows where to put litter. And that for me was really wow. And I hope it stays that way. You're just compelled to make sure that you don't litter and you keep everything clean. And I think part of the reason, as I explained in my last point, is there's a great culture of recycling. So there is no excuse to have papers lying all over. There are even incentives that when you keep your plastic bottle and take it back to a recycling machine, you actually get money back for that kind of behavior. So for me, I mean, that's really something worth commending, and it was a real culture wow for me. Next point of shock is the level of independence that kids have at a young age. It's common to see kids going to the shops on their own. And I'm talking reasonable ages, like from 8, 9, 10, they're about maybe sometimes younger. I mean, they go to shops on their own, and they also go to school on their own. It's common to see them walking on their own. Yes, parents will walk with them sometimes, but that walk to school in the morning gives them a sense of confidence. They've got their bearings right. Whereas in South Africa, school drop-off starts from elementary level right up to grade 12. We are always driving our kids, dropping them off back and forth. It's a duty that you carry with you for a very long time for safety reasons. You will not let your kids, go on public transport ordinarily on their own. If you don't drop them off in South Africa, you actually have to have organized transport where you actually have to pay for a monthly cost that goes towards the transport of your child. Whereas here, kids have that independence ingrained in them at a very early age. Some of them walk, others are on their scooters with friends. And of course, I mean, there is always that need for that caution and exercising safety and looking out making sure that the route that they are taking is safe enough to do so. Some go on buses, on public transport buses with the rest of the people that are going to work or whatever. It's quite common to see that. So that for me was also a huge culture shock, meaning there is a certain level of safety and kids are allowed to be kids and independent and grow as people that can do stuff on their own. Next up, again, I also find this one very heartwarming. So there's a very high level of independence for old people and people that are living with disabilities. They are well equipped to be independent and not rely on a family member to take them to the shop. So some who are really physically challenged, you see them around in town doing their own stuff. You see them on their electric wheelchairs, enabled to live a full and normal life on their own. Get onto buses, into public transport. There's the necessary resources and infrastructure to accommodate them. As Africans, sometimes we have this tendency to be ashamed of our family members that are living with disabilities. We hide them. They spend time, at home, and they never have the opportunity to be empowered to live an independent life outside of home. And that really struck a chord with me. The level of independence here is amazing. It starts from the beginning at elementary level when they realize that a child has got a disability. There is the necessary support structure from an education point of view, the way they receive education, the way they are nurtured right up to their adult life. So that for me is a huge thumbs up. It's really something commendable. Now this one is really one big one. I was so fascinated to see how fathers are so hands-on here. It is so common to see a man strapped with a baby and he's by himself. Maybe he goes to pick up the child from daycare, maybe just taking kids for a walk in the park. Fathers here are so hands-on. I know in South Africa and maybe in other African countries, men are not the first line nurturers. Of course, this is starting to evolve, but not at the level that I see it here. That for me was something that I thought there is so much we can learn from the Irish when it comes to that. Finally, let me share a bonus one. I'm one person that is very scared of dogs. When I see a dog, I freeze, Here in Ireland, people love their dogs. So early days when we would take a walk or go out running and I see someone with a dog, I'd sort of freeze. Most times, not always, but most times people have their dogs on a lead. Number one, say by some reason the dog is not on a lead, the dogs don't mind you. Dogs are focused here. They are well trained. For some reason, compared to my experience back home, you'd see a dog and you know that you are dead meat. Here you can see a dog approaching. Most times it's with its owner. Very calm, focused on where it's going. You are just going to freeze if you like me. And you see that the dog doesn't mind you. So I've just learned to see a dog and not be frightened most times. And you see all sorts of dogs here, all sorts of breeds. But one thing that I've seen, generally, the dogs seem to be well behaved. I know somebody might have had an incident, may have had a different experience. But in my experience, compared to where I'm coming from, dogs are not as vicious as they are, as we know them to be back home. But I even came up with a theory to say dogs also have their own mental health issues. I'm sorry to laugh, but I think the way we rear dogs or we raise them back home, we raise them to be vicious. We raise them to attack when they see someone that they're not familiar with. Yes, dogs here will sort of bark here and there when they see another dog. That's normal dog behavior. But the level of calm that these dogs have here, they should just see their mates in Africa and they will just be like, hang on, what's going on here? Because our dogs back home, if they don't know you're an enemy, they're just trained to attack, just like that. So That was very fascinating for me. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found this interesting. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And do tell me in the comment section what fascinated you about this video. What are some of the things you'd like me to share in my next video maybe? But in the meantime, it's been such a pleasure being with you. Hope to see you again in my next video. Take care.